So that's all of the outside shapes cut. I cut this one on the bench shears. It's just easier to cut that with brass. It was an outside curve, so it was easy enough. I probably could have done that around a lot of here as well, but aluminium is very easy on the bandsaw. So the next stage now for these is filing. So at this point I realised I hadn't quite finished all of the drilling. If you remember, I said I wanted to put a toggle switch into the model to have means of turning on and off the electricity, and it's going into this piece, so I need to drill another hole for that. I think somewhere roughly around the middle, 65, 50 millimeters I'm going to mark it at from the bottom, and I want to measure this toggle switch to see, zero that, to see what size drill bit we need for it. So I'm getting 6.5. 6.5 will be close enough. So you can see that. So I'm going to go for 6.5. And that one fits nicely, so it's a 7mm for this type of switch. Okay, so for the filing of the different parts, 2 perspex pieces, the aluminium piece, the brass piece, and then to tidy up these 2 lathe pieces. I'm going to be using a smooth flat file and a rough and a smooth round files. These round files are just for these corners in here. See those corners there? And I'm going to be filing an angle on the end of this at 80 degrees. I'm going to do that last, so after the following music accompanied montage, I'll be showing how to do that piece accurately. So let's get started. So I have two pieces of wood here that I cut on the bandsaw at 80 degrees. So I'm going to use those to sandwich my piece of perspex that I want at 80 degrees as well. So I've set this up now so that the back edge is level with this surface here and the front edge isn't. So when I file along the piece of wood, like so, I'm going to put an 80-degree angle. The setup is important here. It might take a little bit of time to get it right. I have an engineer's protractor here as well, which allows me to check that my angles are okay. Yep, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to double check again. Yep, that all looks pretty good. And you can probably see there that there is a slight angle on the piece of plastic. Okay, so that's those pieces filed, all of them. Now the next thing is to start bending two of the pieces. So the first piece I'm going to deal with is the brass piece. This, on the drawing, says bend it to 100 degrees, which is the same as 80. There's 180 degrees in a straight line. You take 100 degrees that you want to bend it. It's the same as bending 80 degrees as well. So first of all, I'm going to use an angle cube to set up the bending machine to the right angle. And we want 80 degrees. It's 80.35 degrees, which is certainly close enough. So we put in our piece on the bend line accurately as possible, clamp it into place, and then bring up the handle, and it's as simple as that to bend a piece, loosen it. So this angle here, from there to horizontal on this side, is 80 degrees, and from the angle here to here is 100 degrees, which is what I want. I'm also going to do a bend on the bend lines for this piece. I'm going to bend these two sections at 90 degrees. I want to reset with my angle cube. Degrees, close enough. And I'm going to bend these two parts at the bend lines which we marked earlier. And we bend in the same direction towards each other. And there we go. So we have the two pieces bent, and now it is to bend this into the circular shape. Okay, so I've got this is actually 30mm bar up to this section, but I brought it down to 28mm here. I found through past experience that you have to bend a tube-like structure like this slightly smaller because it will spring through elasticity back out a little bit. So we're just going to bend this using force. I'm going to keep the center line here on the top of the bar, and I want these two parts facing down when I'm done, so I need them to come out so that they'll go around. So 1mm aluminium bends very, very easily, well, relatively easily. So it's just a matter of putting constant pressure down and trying to get it to bend around as best you can. Now what you can also use to help you finish it off is a soft hammer. So I'm just going to use the soft hammer on these edges here, which are very hard to force down with your fingers. Turn it around. We used a soft hammer to get as little damage on the work as we can. And bend the two pieces around. There we go, that looks pretty good. Probably do a little bit more here. And there we go, we have our piece bent into a circular shape. I'm going to double check on the other end of the bar that it is still 30 millimeters. There we go, so 30 millimeter. It's quite tight on this, which is a good thing, because this black nylon piece will have to go in there. So that's that bent. That's all of the parts bent, manufactured to shape. So what I'm going to be doing next, I'm going to do it off camera, is emery paper and polishing to get all the pieces as nice looking as possible. I will see you then in the next video for doing the electronics and assembly. I'll also have some spray painting done, but I'll explain that when that comes around. Bye.